Hello guys, it's Ryan here from the London Craftsman channel. How's it all going? And in today's episode, we're going to be delving into the subject of the VIRUTEX portable edgebander, and in particular, the AG98F, and along with all of its edging tape. As you can see, it's still in its box, not been opened yet. So if you're interested to see this working, it's going to be a bit of an off-the-cuff video where I just open it and see how it goes. If you're interested in seeing me make a fool out of myself, trying to get it to work, better stay tuned, watch to the end, and I hope you enjoy. Done. So Sean will be in the background, sanding and trimming. So as you get a little bit of a bonus there, you get taught how to sand back MDF panels at the same time as seeing your edgebander that you're going to possibly buy being opened and used. How cool is that? Anyway, let's open it up. So there you go, instruction manual. Well, it's made in Spain, but I bought it from Amazon, so I think they are actually at the moment the cheapest place, and if anything, they are probably one of the only places that you can buy them without getting ripped off. So it comes in a nice polystyrene box, packaged well. It looks quite small. Let's take it out. One thing I have noticed, it's not a 240 plug. That'll be a bit of a bummer. Oh, it's just a foreign plug. Spanish plug, I guess. But it's a 240 volt machine. Looks quite well made. Got a bit of weight to it. We got that piece that you see on the videos, the thing that holds your edge banding on. The edge banding tape will just go on it like so, and I'll be allowed to spin around. I bought 100 meter rolls because they were just a bargain. I'm guessing it needs to be that way with a kink. And then we'll just thumb turn those in, I'm guessing. Nice and tight. That won't be going anywhere. And I believe we undo this little grub screw, this one, and these little fins or these blades, let's just imagine they're the blades of a windmill. You've got two layers. You've got the inner layer and you've got the outer layer. I've removed this grub screw, just released it. I'm guessing that will slide off. So I've laid it down. I'm guessing these are what's spread out and hold it in its position eventually. But we need to get the fans of the windmill back on. They go through slots. I guess you don't have to do this too often, especially with the 100mm roll. And you can feel a bit of resistance. I could push down on it because it's just these fins flexing. But remember, we don't want it to be too tight, otherwise the edging is not going to come off properly. So I'm just going to put a fraction bit of weight on there and nip that grub screw up. Because these have got their own little nuts and bolts on them, we simply just let this drop down and nip up this butterfly bolt. Turn it round, let that drop down. Again, I might be doing this all wrong, but who knows? There we go. See, I'm noticing as I'm spinning it, it's a bit wobbly. So what I will do is nip this grub screw up here. And let's see if that's solved it. Yeah, now these butterfly bolts, nuts, aren't clipping. But it keeps on dropping the roll, it keeps on dropping on these. So again, can you see it's moved a little bit? So let's drop those butterfly nuts down a little bit. Let's see if we could just do some fine tuning. There we go. And let them drop down and nip them up again. There we go. Looks like we're smooth and ready to go. We've got our edging tape facing the right way. So there's the cut. Bear in mind, these fins aren't long enough to cover the whole amount of edging here. So in theory, that whole block of edging can fall off, which I'm not really happy about. Maybe I can extend these fins a little bit. But you would have thought they'd just be a little bit longer so they don't come off the roll. But I think that will just get fed through this little bit here. There's a cutter here. So this lever activates that little guillotine. So let's push that through. There we go, we're in. Oh wow, look, I've just figured out that our design of our workbench also incorporates an edge banding table as well, look. Oh, beautiful. Nice. So I've got to the point where I fed it through that little bar here, through the guillotine. Here it comes through from the to the bottom of the roller. And I'm thinking all I need to do is close this up now, the jaws to the width of a piece of 18mm or whichever you are edging. Release these two grub screws, one there, and just keep turning this. You see the jaws closing? Nice. And just keep turning until I feel a little bit of resistance. It's got rubber. Has it got rubber? No, it's got plastic pads on there. You would have thought it'd be some kind of soft rubber so it doesn't scratch your materials. So again, trial run. I'm not really happy with the way this is falling off. I might need to extend these fins somehow. Yeah. And then you'd go clip. Boom, boom. Nice. Okay. El testio danio. So I did notice that when I just clipped that and got this offcut as a little tester, the guillotine is up here. So that's where it splices the material, which means that next time you go for your second pass, what do? Because your cut is here and it's far away from your roller. Do you have to keep on turning the machine off and feeding it up to your roller point? Bit disappointing if that's so. Again, look, I've got my edging tape there. The guillotine's there. Let's cut it. Pull that out, and then it stops here again. So, yeah, that's a bit stupid, isn't it? So how do you then feed that back through again? Every time you want to do one, you've got to feed it through. So yeah, a bit weird there. Maybe I'll have to do a little, maybe I'm missing something, but I've had to pull that and push that through manually. You've got hot parts there. If you're edging it, like so, you snip it, then it's going to be snipped there. I just don't get it. So I've looked into the adapters. I've got one of these, or just lying around, but it's only got a 1 amp fuse, so the machine didn't work. So I went to the electrical shop and asked for one, and he just said to me, well, why don't you just swap the plug over? If it's a 240 machine, all you need to do is cut this off and rewire. So that's what I've got. I've got myself a few plugs here. And all I'm going to do is simply cut that end off and put a new end on it. So let's get that done. There we go, one plug wired. Let's see if it works. Yep. Perfect. I've not given this a go once yet. I fed my edging tape through to around that point, just in front of the roller. I'm going to clip it when it gets to this edge and see what happens. I'm going to put it on number 2. Just go for it. Right, I'm going to clip it. All right, how did that go? Wow, it's actually quite cool. It's actually quite cool. So let's show you what we got. Quite a nice, strong adhere. You know, it sticks quite well, it's stuck quite well. Really chuffed with that. Yeah, not too bad for the first go. My problem with this now is where this edging tape stops. Can you see this edging tape stops here now? I've guillotined it. So how do you, so every time you want to use it, do you then go, oh, I will need to feed that back through again, every piece? And then you've got to find the roller and make sure it's in the right place. Bit of a faff, to be honest. Well, the guillotine's right at the top, and that is the problem. The guillotine was at the bottom, then the edging tape will still be at the front. Something that I'm missing maybe, not sure. Should we do one more? Yes, please. Okay. I'm gonna put it on heat number 1 instead of 2. There we go, and let's go. The wheel's spinning nice and freely. And click it. Finish off rolling. Turn it off. While we're doing that, let's see how quick and easy it is to feed that back through for the next one. Okay, I got it through first time, just there, but it's something, if you've got 100 to do and you need to fiddle it, it's not like there's any easy way to get your fingers in and check or look down the guillotine hole. You just got to lift it up and go, yep, it's fine. Again, if I've missed something and anyone else has used one of these, please let me know. There we go, that one was heat number 1 and it's stuck really well. It's amazing, just one pass, how it just melts that glue near enough instantly. And as soon as the roller's pushed it down, the glue goes cold and it holds. I did have a little bit of wobble, so what I'm gonna do is just release that. There we go, it was a little bit loose. So what I'm gonna do is release these tiny little grub screws, nip up this knob, just so there's a bit of resistance, because what that does is adjust the jaw, this knob here, then nip these back up again. What about if we time the traditional iron, old school way, up against this new machine and see which one's quicker?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, should we do it?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, so that's Sean's go. Let's see if we can do it any quicker. Remember, I'm not going to do a false test. Every time I do a piece of iron on edging and I cut it with a guillotine, it's going to leave me with the piece right there. So I need to include me feeding it back through again and time it from that point. So are we ready? Let's do it. Okay, so that's through. Let's turn it on to speed 2. Ta-da! That's that one done. So first of all, I think this was a win by a mile. By the time it took Sean to cut that piece to length, put it in place, get its paper on, get the iron on, and iron it all on, I reckon it was a good 3 minutes. You know, it's probably at least a quarter of the time. So, right, so shall we summarize the video? Overall, the build quality I feel is very good. It's got one flaw, which is the bit that you need to tuck the edging in. I've only literally just opened the box, as you know, in this video. So I've not tried it. I've not figured out a technique of getting that edging in every single time to make it quicker and easier. It's quite hard to look down that gap to see where you're feeding it through, and sometimes because look, it's got a curve on it up now, you want it to be curved down because you're feeding it through this little gap here, like so. It's putting a curve in it that way. The downside is the roller. It doesn't want to, it goes above the roller rather than below the roller. You have to turn the roller as you're doing it to sort of give it a helping hand. There we go. So that actually wasn't too bad. So for me, that is the downside. Setting it up took a good 10-15 minutes, but it's not the end of the world. It cuts nice and crisply. It holds nice, I feel. It's a little bit heavy. I would probably suggest going for a 50-meter roll rather than 100. If you go for the 100, you're going to have the same problem as me where this always wants to fall off. And it hasn't been ideal for making this video, to be honest, because I've had to take about 1 million takes because it kept on falling off on me. But that's fine. As soon as I've used 10 meters or so, it will run down, or I can extend these arms somehow. All the parts seem fine. You do need to tweak up this little screw here to tighten up that reel because it was a bit wobbly, and these butterfly clips kept on hitting on the arm. Yeah, it nips up nicely. The jaws open and close up to, I think it's 50 mil, but obviously I've got it set to 18 mil. It has 2 heat spit settings, and I didn't have any problems with the first heat setting. It glued down nice and easy on the first one. So I'm guessing the first heat setting is more less power consumption. But it says it's 1500 watts. So I'm guessing heat number 2 is the higher setting. Heat number 1 might be 1200 watts, something like that. Overall, I'm really impressed with the build and the usability, apart from the way it feeds in. If anyone knows of a way or anything that I have missed to solve that problem, let me know, but I'm just giving you a heads up. It has sped up my job like we saw in the test. I think it's more than a quarter of the time. It is quick, and you've got 100 pieces, you can forgive it for this little downside. In hindsight, the guillotine should have been at the front rather than the back, so every time you clip it, it's back in the same position that you need it. Any other specs that I need to tell you about? I bought this on Amazon, so if anybody wants to buy one themselves, I'm not being funny, but they are hard to get hold of. If you look around yourself, Amazon literally is the cheapest place, and it fluctuates. One day it was 255, one day it was 244 pounds. So it's going up and down constantly. So snap it up before it goes up, because I got it for 244. I think it's around that price at the moment, but they're in short supply. Amazon, so I'll put a link on the description, snap one up before they go. I think they're definitely worth the 250 quid, because what other options have you got? You've got the iron. The iron, if you're doing a whole wardrobe, let's just say you're doing a 2.4 meter wardrobe, and you've got, let's assume you've got 50 pieces, okay? Some of these pieces you might need to wedge 2 sides or 3 sides. It's the best part of a day, isn't it, with an iron? Whereas this, I'm guessing, maybe a couple of hours. It's definitely a lot quicker. They do accessories too, where you can trim up the edging once you've done, but yeah, I haven't reviewed any of those. It is 240 volts, this version, and it did come with that plug. I think this came from Spain, I believe. Its origin, it was built in Spain, so it's probably Spanish plugs, but I just cut that off, just put on a new one. There's videos out there how to wire a plug. It's very, very easy. Moving on to the edging. So I got myself a few deals. I went to edgeband.co.uk and found these. So I got 4 rolls of the 22mm paintable edging for £54 plus VAT. 30mm I got for £24 plus the VAT. And the 40mm I got for £30 plus the VAT. So 4 of these, one of these came to £129, no delivery charge because it was over a certain price. Yeah, edgeband.co.uk seems like a really, really cheap place. Came next day as well, can't complain. I got lots of 22mm, even though we get the company to cut our stuff and edge it for us nowadays because we're so busy. We always miss a piece, and it's, you know, we're not going to use it constantly, but we went for the whole pack, the whole 4 rolls of 22 because it was so cheap. So that is obviously for your 18mm thick boards, as you saw me demonstrate, the 22mm with an 18mm thick piece of MDF, ply, whichever you're looking to use. This is 30mm, so if you're doing a piece of 25 or inch, then this is fine, gives you a 5mm overhang to trim up after. And this one is 40mm, so if you're looking to double up 2 pieces of 18mm to make yourself a nice thick shelf, like a LED lighting shelf, see a video for that. I've made a video last week of LED shelf lighting, good one. Then it's 2 pieces of 18 to make the 36, and this will give you a 4mm overlap to clean up at the end. So this is why I got a selection to get me out of trouble, albeit not using it very often. I did want to buy these in bulk because you can get 4 rolls of these and 4 rolls of these for a lot cheaper, but I didn't see the point. I'm just going to have them lying around for ages. So there we go, guys. The VIRUTEX AG98F seems to be a very good machine overall. I think it's going to be a good, useful piece of kit. But for people who are going to be edging often, I think it will do you nicely. And I don't think you will be disappointed whatsoever. Oh, yes, one more thing. I've noticed that it comes with a 12 months warranty. And you may want to extend that with your own tool policy or your own warranty that you can get somewhere else. So it might be worth just spending 20, 30 quid for another company to give you the extra warranty. That's what I'm going to do, I believe. Anything else? No, other than I'm looking forward to using it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. It would be amazing if you do. Also, if you want to support the channel, feel free to do that. There's a link in the description. Grab yourself one before they go. We're on Instagram doing stories constantly. I think you'll find it quite fun and enjoyable to watch us every day making stories, me making a fool of myself, giving you tours of the spray room, what we're doing in there, what we're doing in here, posts, etc, etc. So please head over there if you like the content. But other than that, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your day. Ciao for now. Fucking hell, that was a long one.